Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel for another video. This has got to be the one that I'm most anticipated to make, the video that I'm most excited for on this whole series of recordings that I made for this on the road to series 12. The reason is because today we will be talking about my OG love, OG Broly. So the question in your head would be, hey Sensu Pop, why are we talking about a Series 1 card in Series 12? The reason is this, because as part of the box topper, that means what is a box topper? Basically, it is a card that you get as an extra instead of buying booster pack. If you buy a booster box or a display in Europe, or what we call it in Europe, you will get this card as an extra. It's going to be a revival pack. It's going to be one card per pack, and what is going to be inside is, we saw two of them. I'm not sure if we are going to be more at this point of recording. I don't have that information, but what we have is this, that we know that one of the cards inside, it is going to be Demonic Restraint, which is a card specifically designed for OG Broly. And the reason why we call him OG Broly is because he comes out in Series 1, one of the first card in the set. We're going to talk more about this deck, we're going to talk more about the mechanics, and definitely we are going to be talking more about the card itself over here. Alright, so let's go. We cannot talk about the new card that was designed to power up Broly without talking about the leader and explaining the mechanics. This section is definitely not for people who have been playing with OG Brolys. We know that when we are playing with him for so long, because since he's out in set 1, right? So some of us have been with this leader for a very long time. Like for me, I've been playing this Broly since the start of my journey. I started with set 2, however, this is the first deck that I bought for myself, this is the first deck that I made for myself, and this is the first set of cards that I bought for myself. So the first leader that I slapped onto my board, that I begin this journey of Dragon Ball Super, is this leader itself. So this leader, talking about breaking down the mechanics, is definitely not for people who have been playing Broly for quite some time. It's for people who are new, so I'm trying to explain this to them. However, feel free to listen also, because why not? It's OG Broly, and the reason why you're here is because all of us love this leader. Alright, and okay, so let's talk about the leader. The leader, it's one of the most well-designed card, in my opinion, in this series, in this card game. The reason is this: when I mention about well-designed, what I meant is that it is not that it is powerful stuff, it is very, it has the personality of the character that we are talking about. So what is Broly? Broly is powerful, and he is a berserker. So this card, when it is being designed, really epitomize these two attributes. The first one is, he is powerful. Yes, he is very powerful, because when he swings, your opponent has to discard a card every time he swings. Take note that we are talking about Series 1 here, and this effect itself is very, very powerful. And when he, on his awakened side, more than just hand destruction, when he swings, you have the added effect of board destruction, because every time he swings, your opponent has to take a card in his battle area, and then he discard it. At the point of time, there is only combo area, energy area, drop area, deck area, and then your battle area. And the two main active part, when this guy swings, your opponent has to take any card from their battle area and then discard it. There is no workaround around this guy. So is he crazy? He is extremely powerful. So that takes care of the powerful part. But the berserker part, why is he? How to take care of that? Easy. It is also part of the balance, because with him, more than just your opponent has to discard one, and they have to take a card from their battle area and discard it. You have to do it too, correct? So this leader, because he is the berserker, he will attack you as well. So you are not safe from his attack. But that is good. I like it, because I will happily do it, because it is Broly. When I swing it, it has so much character, it has so much personality. That is why this leader itself is still so well liked among the community people, especially those in the Dragon Ball Super, in the Dragon Ball Broly's group, because this leader basically just is what we like about Broly. The berserker, the crazy guy, the very powerful guy, right? And the artwork being looking so good, it helps. It helps also. All right, but true to the anime and true to the manga, you have to control him. So a lot about playing Broly is to keep him under control, and one of the ways to keep him under control is to play Broly's ring. If you have him in your hands, this is the first few card, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section, but from what I can remember, this is the first few cards that we have in the game. And this card is extremely powerful because when you have this card, which is the Broly ring, yeah, he is trying to control Broly, like keeping him under control, and Broly having a headache. And what is happening here, if you have this field card in your battle area, you can still keep it under control, because when you swing, it protects you from discarding a card. As long as this this field card is in your battle area, you don't have to discard a card. That is really good. However, when he flips over, there is a board destruction also. And if this Broly's ring is the last card in your battle area, because it is still considered a card in your battle area, you have to discard it. So if you remember, if you read the manga, if you read the anime, if you read the manga and if you have watched the anime, you would have known that at some point of time the ring stops working when he becomes like this big Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. So that's what's happening, and what you have to do is you have to keep on feeding battle cards into Broly, so that you don't come to the point where Broly's ring is the last card that you have to discard it too. However, when set 3 came out, you have the Caulifla that protects the board, so you have to protect Caulifla, but if Caulifla is taken out, then you lose that effect, but it is not theme anymore. And of course, in one of the anniversary boxes, excuse me, they gave us the Paragus to kind of to tame the demon. So we have that. But it kind of slows down the game a lot, because Paragus is just 5k for 2 costs. It draws you a card, yes, but you have to keep him in the board so that you don't die from your own, you don't get hit from your own Broly's effect. So when we are playing Broly, a lot of times your issue comes in is you have to set up your board, you have to make sure you have the Broly's ring, but a lot of stuff in your deck is delegated into putting those kind of like setup cards. But you know, you cannot be offensive with them. All right, so with that, now we know what Broly does. Let's talk about what the new card does. Demonic Restraint is a new Broly's ring. There is no getting around it. You are not going to play the old Broly ring if you are going to have Demonic Restraint. It is a few card that does exactly every single thing that the Broly ring do. It's even a Broly's ring, so it's considered Broly's ring in all area. But more than just that, it protects you already from your hand destruction. But one of the things that it does very well also is that it protects your board from board destruction, in a way that it does not prevent you from taking a card and put it into your drop area if you want to, but you can choose what happens here is that you can choose Demonic Restraint and put it into drop area. When you put it into drop area, you get to play him back from the drop area. So you can choose Demonic Restraint, put it into drop area, put it back into drop area. Additional, on top of that, you get to choose one life, up to one life from your life, and put it into your hand. So when you do that, you get to add one card in your life. It's important in this deck because you want to get yourself into one life to finish the game. And more than just that, this card itself, you don't have to pay the 1 cost to play it, because if you have this card from your hands, when you swing with your leader, you discard this card, choose this card, discard it, the effect also comes into play. When you discard this card from your leader's ability, you get to play this card from your drop area into your battle area, and then you take 1 card from your life if you want to, which I argue that you want to, because you want to awaken fast. It's a draw to leader, so you want to awaken as soon as possible. But more than just that, if you say, hey, Sensu Pop, that's really good, I want it, I want it too. But more than just that, it has an activate main ability that is also incredible. Tap 3, you get to play a 6-drop Broly from your hands. Not 7-drop, 6-drop. So let me tell you a little story about this 6-drop. These 6-drop, this one guy is the guy that sold me into the game, because I was just browsing eBay online one night, one evening, and I saw this card. I was like, oh my god, I want it. I was just searching for things that is Broly. That's how big I am a fan of Broly, right? So I was just searching for stuff for Broly, and this card came into my search result, and I was just taking a look. I was like, oh, this card looks so good. Is it a playing card game? And I start to check, to look into the playing card game, and I was just saying, oh my god, I think this card is very interesting. It has this avatar mechanics, which basically means that we have this leader that we can play around this leader, and I love it so much. And then I saw a guy who was selling his collection, and he has this card. That was what I was just looking for. He has this card and Broly's leader in his collection. So I was like, okay, I want it. Okay, so we negotiate a price, and then I bought it from him. And after I bought it from him, he said that, okay, inside he has a very expensive card at that point of time, and he said there is a super rare card and it's very expensive. It is going to be part of the collection I've taken over. And guess which card was it? It was Broly, the Rampaging Horror. He doesn't know that I like Broly. He doesn't know it, but he was just selling his collection. I took it over, and he has this card in his collection. And yeah. So more than just being the card that sold me into the game, more than just being the leader that I first ever played, Broly the Rampaging Horror is also the first SPR that I ever owned, the first expensive card that I owned, the first special rare card that I owned in this card game. So yeah, I'm really happy about that, and it's quite a story to tell. And I love it so much. And this card is really good. I actually played this card over the 7-drop because of some nostalgic feeling. I just really love the artwork better. I just love this card better. The 7-drop is technically the better card, right? However, I play this card game not because of technical reasons. I play this card game because I want to like what I play. So that's why I chose this. Another 6-drop would be Rampaging Super Saiyan Broly. I also like this card a lot, so you will find me playing this card in my deck. And right now, all of them can be cheated out for free, for 3 energy, not for free, 3 energy. It is just so much better to play them now. Yeah, it can be justified. Now, you can tap 3 and this guy comes out. So, SS3 Broly, Saiyan Berserker. This is how you end the game over here, and he is a very extremely good card, and it plays really well with your Broly's ring. The reason is this, that your Broly's ring, if you have it in your hands, there is pretty much nothing that you can do, or if you have already a Broly's ring in your in your battle area. So you want to play less of Broly's ring and more of the other cards, and this one card can help you to do 2 things. The first thing is, if you don't have a Broly's ring at the start of your turn, if you have this card, it's basically a Broly's ring, because you can swing with the leader, discard this card. When you discard this card, search your deck for a Broly's ring, activate it, add 1 or 2 cards for your life into your hands, just like that. Okay, now you have a Broly's ring. And on his second auto, that is even crazier, because you can tap 4 and then you choose 1 Broly's ring from your battle area, and then you discard it. But remember, when you discard your Broly's ring, it is also by your battle card skill, so it is part of the skill tree that you will be affected by. You can put Broly's ring back into play. Now you still have the Broly's ring, and then you get to choose to take your life down to 1. You want to do that because this is how you end the game. Then after that, after you play him, you have an 8 cores, 35k that it comes out for 4 energy. And more than just that, when you play him, you get to choose a Broly card, 7 or less, and then you play him. Of course, it is going to be this guy. And this guy, on the SPR version, it is not very expensive. So I would really recommend you to get this if you are a Broly's fan. This card just looks better than the other one. And he's going to come out for free if you play this guy for 4 energy. Now you have a 35k, 8 cost 35k, and then you have a 7 cost, barrier, critical, and with an additional ability on top, because when he attacks, you burst 5, which is to take the top 5 cards from the top of the deck, put it into a drop area. You get to choose 1 of them, but it depends on your opponent actually. If your opponent has 3 or less card, it restands, so it becomes a dual attack 30k crit, so pretty good game ender. But if your opponent has 4 or more cards in their hands, they revealed their hands, you take a look, check what cards do they have, then you pick one and put it into your drop area, just like that. You don't have to care about your battle card, you don't have to care if it's a extra card, just take one and put it in. So now you know. Now you know what cards do they have in their hands. You know what card of what out they have, because they are not gonna get the extra card, because this guy is critical. So if they're gonna take damage, they are gonna take the crit damage. So there is no additional cards in their hands, no matter what, unless they're playing Trunks. However, in the end, now you swing with a leader. Instead of choosing a Broly's ring to put it into your drop area, you choose one of these guys, put it into your drop area, and what you're gonna get, bring this guy out. And when this guy comes out, double attack, dual strike, double attack, double strike, dual attack, it just finished the game right there. And because when one of your mono green card like 8 or 7 is being discarded, you get to play him for free, but you have to discard all your hands, all the cards from your hands, just like that. Okay, so when you do that, when you swing, when you are at 1 or less life, your opponent has to discard all their hands. This has no barrier, so it is susceptible to attacks like Kakunza that pops whatever comes in, but you already gain some hand knowledge with this guy. So when you play him, you get to see your opponent's hands, and then you know if you can go for the game. And this is basically a win more card, because when you play him, you're going for the game, and then you want to win the game like that. Alright, so do I like this card? This is definitely, if you ask me and said, hey, if there is one card that you can only get one card from Series 12, what would it be? It will definitely be this Demonic Restraint, because I am so gonna play this green card, this OG green Broly once again, and I'm gonna show you guys my build. Take note of that. I'm gonna show some gameplay. Take note of that also. But at the same time, if you're gonna ask me and said, okay, right now, can you tell me if there is what is a weakness of the OG deck? The weakness of the OG deck is also very apparent. You are going to be playing a lot of 1+10k, and this is not very good in this format, because you kind of need the 5k, because there are a lot of small little heaters in this format. So you really want to make sure that your hands you can combo. Having a lot of 1+10k is something that you cannot do unless the Demonic Restraint itself has a permanent that says reduce the combo cost of all your Broly by 1. That would be a little bit broken. Alright, however, this is the deck, this is not the deck profile, this is kind of a mechanic explain and breakdown series where we are going to be talking about one card. Thanks for staying with me. I know I talk a lot about this one card, and guys, if you like OG Broly, let me know down in the comment section. Tell me also what is the one card that you are looking forward to having in Series 12 and you can't wait for it, or the one deck that you really want to play. I would love to hear from you. And guys, see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for listening so far, and see you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao, bye.